Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever time of day this video finds you. I thought today we would talk about the Efflorescent Tarot deck and go through it. This was my very first tarot deck, and it's not a super well-known one, and I love the art style on it. That's what first drew me to it. So I wanted to show it all with you, and let's do a flip through. Now, I will say the deck really follows the Rider-Waite imagery pretty closely, so I'm not going to talk about every card, but I'm going to talk about some of my favorites while we look at them. So, let's get started. So, this is the Efflorescent Tarot, and immediately, right off the bat, I love the art style. And the back of it has a little information about it. The Efflorescent, bursting into flower, tarot is a fully illuminated deck in the Rider-Waite tradition, illustrated by Peony Archer. It contains the 78 cards of the tarot, both minor and major arcana, and is intended to bring light to the daily paths of our lives. Like any good story, it provides a path between our inner selves and the outside world. And then it has some information about the deck. You can go to the website right there to buy this deck if you would like. It's also on Etsy. Actually, the website leads to the Etsy shop, which is where I bought it. So, the Efflorescent Tarot. Want to take a look? First off, we've got the Fool. And I know I said we're not going to talk about every single card, but I love the Fool. It's very traditional, but its own art style, you know. Right off the bat, it really gives you a feel for the deck. And we've got the Magician just staring at the tools of the trade. Looking a little sad, but that's kind of the art style for this deck. Not completely sad, just a little, you know. The High Priestess, again, just sitting on her throne, like, kind of like a portal behind her. Again, looking a little sad, a little downtrodden, but I love her. I love her dress. The Empress with the sunrise in the background in this little path, this little river. And I just love, we've got the sunrise in the background, but we've got like a little crescent moon imagery at the foreground. The Emperor sitting on his throne, stern and commanding. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is probably the card I am least connected to. It's all about like tradition and order and religion, and those are kind of things I've always kind of rebelled against my whole life, so I don't really pull the Hierophant for myself like ever, but I like the imagery here. The Hierophant just like holding up his hand, being like, just kind of like rigid. The Lovers. And here we start to see what I really love about this deck is that a lot of the characters in the deck are fairly androgynous. And I really like that, like, a lot of them could be non-binary, a lot of them could be different gender identities, and really like that about this deck. And we really start to see that in the Lovers card. I was talking about this the other day with some friends about the Lovers card always being very traditional male and female, and it was like, I want to see more diversity in the Lovers card, and we have it with this deck. The Chariot, again, very traditional imagery, with its own art style. And Strength just hugging the lion. Again, it's very traditional, but I just love the art style. I just love the art style of this deck. The Hermit, I really love this card. Just like wandering through this snowy landscape at dark with the lantern to guide his way. The Wheel of Fortune, I like this card too. It's got the traditional imagery of the symbols on the wheel, and then we've got the wheel turned and someone's drowning because of it. Sometimes that happens. That's the nature of the wheel, right? And she's about to fall off, and they're just sitting pretty right now, but the wheel will turn. We've got Justice sitting on the throne with the scales, just judging the balance of things. The Hangman just chilling. I like the snake there and the bird there. And I also like it's kind of like a cat's cradle tying its hands together. I really like that. The Death card. This is the most morbid of the death cards that I have. My favorite card is the Death card, I will say. My favorite card in all of tarot is the Death card. This is definitely like one of the harsher death cards, but still we've got the sunrise in the background, like a new day will come and bring new experiences with it, even if all seems lost right now. We got Temperance pouring one cup into another with the sunrise in the background. The Devil with a pile of trash and skulls and bones. I really, really love the imagery of this one so much, even if it's not my favorite card to pull. The Tower. I honestly love this card too. Not to pull it, just I love the art style of the waves. Even the sky is done in a completely different kind of way. Not a different art style, but just like texture wise, and I love it. And just the tower, it's all come tumbling down, right? And the two figures just trying to get away. The Star, again, a fairly androgynous person pouring into the river, and we've got this beautiful star in the background, and then kind of like little stars in the sky as well. The Moon, I love the art style of this. This really, like, this card, I know it's very stereotypical to call upon Starry Night as one of Van Gogh's like most well-known paintings, but it really, really does give me Starry Night vibes. But we've got the lobster coming out of the water, and the two wolves howling at the moon, and the two columns right there. And I just love this card, but not as much as I love the Sun card. This card is what convinced me to get the deck. Sunflowers are my favorite flowers, and I just love seeing them just looking up from the sunflowers at the sun, celebrating the sun. I want to be here. I want to be in a field of sunflowers so much, and I love this card. This is why I got the deck. As you can see, I have a little sunflower over there in the background. I've got Judgment, just the rays of sun shining down on them, a little beb, and just awaiting judgment, you know. The World, very typical imagery, but in its own style, and I love this cloth just just kind of veiling that figure, and just like the 4 figures. I know they're very typical figures, but for this card, but I love how I love the triangle, the shape. I love that, and them instead of at the points, I love them on the sides. And here we've got the ace cards. We've got the Ace of Wands with all these flowers just kind of swirling around it. Oh, and one thing I wanted to note is that the sky, the color of the sky, and the texture of the sky in this deck is really significant in a lot of cards. So here we've got kind of bluish green sky, and the 2 of Wands looking at an orb and just kind of facing away from us. And here we've got the flowers that the deck is named after just in the corner. 3 of Wands again facing away from us, the sky being the bright red of dawn, and just looking out over a new day. And 4 of Wands, we've got a family kind of celebrating. This one kind of looks like a maypole maybe, and just out and enjoying the day. 5 of Wands, the clash of the wands. This is like conflict card, but I like that the wands in the middle kind of make a symbol, you know. I really like that. 6 of Wands, riding into battle with the banners raised high. This looks very, very traditional to the Rider-Waite deck. 7 of Wands. I love this because they kind of look like they're about to play guitar, you know, kind of like air guitar it. I just love it. Just such a casual pose. Then we've got the 8 of Wands falling swiftly towards their target. And we've got this little gold road that just kind of stands out. Just leading the path, and the wands just going for it. I actually pulled this the other day for my daily card. We've got the 9 of Wands, very similar to the 7 of Wands, leaning against one of the wands, but unlike that one, this is much more a solemn pose, just kind of waiting, you know. The 10 of Wands, holding so many wands, so many burdens as they walk away on their path. The Page of Wands. I really like this card in this deck specifically. The way they hold the wand really, I don't know what it is, but it really reminds me of like holding a bow. Not in an attack pose, but like just chilling with the bow. I really like that. We've got the Knight of Wands, looking ahead, preparing for whatever's to come, and we've got again the soft morning sky, and the Queen of Wands, another card I absolutely love. I mean, how could I not? Just among the sunflowers, the sun shining down on her, just staring ahead, not really in an attack pose or anything, just kind of standing there enjoying the moment. And here we've got the King of Wands sitting on his throne looking out. Similar pose to the Queen, but carries kind of a different expression, you know? A little more stern, a little more commanding. So next up, we've got the Cups suite, and we've got the Ace of Cups coming out of a lotus flower. I love it. I think that's supposed to be a dove, which is the bird of peace, and just like a nice calm background to it. The Two of Cups, sharing the cups. Again, we've got the red sky, and I just love the flowers on the border. The Three of Cups, my favorite Coven of Witches card. Just dancing in the forest, enjoying some libations and some company. I always love, I love seeing this card in every deck. It makes me so happy. The Four of Cups, just kind of reaching for that cup, even though they have other cups on the ground. I really like the vines just kind of taken over, kind of rooting them in place, and just like they've been there for a while, you know? The Five of Cups, again, just caring about the spilled cups and not paying attention to the ones that are still there. Just kind of sad about those. The Six of Cups. Look at all these flowers, and like a flower in the cup that they're handing to holding out to the other person. I also really like this figure because I'm a huge fan of BBC's Merlin, that starred Colin Morgan. He's one of my favorite actors, and that just looks like him. That just looks like Merlin so much to me. Got the red scarf, got the same haircut, so I like this card in this deck for that reason, and the flowers and everything, but I really like it because it reminds me of Merlin. Here we've got the Seven of Cups, all these cups that most of them don't hold anything good in them. We've got like a serpent kind of coming out of them, maybe a poisonous mushroom, a serpent and a lizard. Definitely some poison. So lots of not great choices to choose from, you know? The Eight of Cups, turning their back on the cups to take this path into the sunrise. Nine of Cups, just kind of looking at all the cups, contemplating them. They're not filled with anything, just staring at them. And the Ten of Cups, again, a very traditional imagery, but I love it in this art style. Love the rainbow, and I love how all the cups look. I know. Page of Cups, I love the little fish in the bowl and holding flowers in the other. The Knight of Cups, again, looking out at what's to come. It's another dawn on the sky, just holding the cup, but not looking at it, looking outwards. Whereas the Queen of Cups is looking down at the cup and looking at what she has, and not really concerned about it. Her grip is very loose on it, but just looking at what she has. Whereas the King of Cups is looking out above, not looking at the cup, and he has a much firmer grip on it. And he's looking outwards at whatever is to come. So now we've got the sword suit. I love the vines just wrapping around the sword, you know? All these roses. We've got a thick vine and a thin vine. Kind of looks like a little like DNA helix, you know? The Two of Swords from this deck specifically is the one that haunts me. I kept pulling this repeatedly all summer long. It's the Sword of Indecision. You can see all the rocky waters behind them, but it's a Sword of Indecision, and I'm a very indecisive person, especially when it's something that like really, really matters to me. I have trouble moving forward on things, and this card kept calling me out on that all summer long, and I'm well familiar with it because of that. The Three of Swords, the Heartbreak Sword. I talked a lot about this when I did the last unicorn flip through, because that one really, really made me sad because of the last unicorn character specifically. But yeah, she's just being stabbed in the heart, just laying there. Nothing they can do, right? We've got the Four of Swords, the swords of Damocles kind of hanging over them. Can't really see. Their hair is kind of blinding them, and their hand is wrapped up like they're not able to do anything about it. The Five of Swords. I love the how can I hold all these swords card. Trying to hold on to them, maybe a little overburdened as they're walking away from wherever they came. The Six of Swords, the swords just in the bag, not really being a burden in this scenario, and just moving forward. Seven of Swords, walking away from a carnival of some type, but having to leave a couple behind. It's clearly like the middle of the day, but they're able to get away with it. The Eight of Swords, I really love this card too. We've got the rocky waters, stormy waters, and we've got these stormy clouds in the background. But when you first see the swords, you think that's the danger, but it's not actually. And if they only took off their blindfold, they would see that that's not the danger and what the real danger is. The Nine of Swords, the anxiety card. They're just huddled on their bed, facing away, just kind of in the fetal position, looking like they're having an anxiety attack, to be honest. Something I'm very familiar with. And then the Ten of Swords, a brutal, brutal card. Just not only stabbed in the back, stabbed everywhere else. Stabbed in the back, stabbed in the shoulder, stabbed in the throat, stabbed in the heart. Just all over pain. Page of Swords. I really like the figure on this card, because he's holding the sword, but not very confidently, not taking a confident stance, but trying, still trying. Whereas the Knight of Swords holding it very confidently, face grim, ready to fight whatever is coming towards them. But also the background is very calm, very soothing, so maybe not a battle coming ahead, but they are ready no matter what. The Queen of Swords, I really like this card. I love the queens in all of these cards in this whole deck. The Queen of Swords just kind of holding her sword in a peaceful pose, her head held high, just kind of enjoying the day, enjoying the garden behind her. And the King of Swords also holding it not at the ready, just just kind of looking out on his domain, calm skies in the background, just kind of enjoying a moment of peace, but still ready for whatever might come. And finally, we have the Pentacles suit. I love this card. I love that we have the roses as the border, but this is the part that I really, really love. I grew up minutes from the beach, and a lot of the entrances to the beach had these little breaks in the fences or hedges leading to the beach, and I just love this. I don't think where we went had like archways like this, but I love this, like this like a portal to another realm kind of thing. I just love this card. Two of Swords. We've got the two Pentacles in the infinity symbol. We've got some breezy waters behind them, but not stormy, just breezy. Just sitting there enjoying the day, and I just really like that symbol being included. And we've got a little bird just hanging out. The Three of Pentacles, just looking at one of the pentacles with the tools down there, just contemplating what to do with those tools, and just kind of picking things out of there. The Four of Pentacles, I like the pentacles there, kind of like juggling them or playing with them, maybe like moving them between each finger. I really like this card is where it's really prominent that a lot of the figures in this deck have very abnormally long fingers, and it's really obvious in this card, but I love how it works with these pentacles specifically. Here we've got the Five of Pentacles outside a hospital, giving some aid to this person who clearly needs it. And I really love the pentacles in the tree, kind of like fruit. And Six of Pentacles, the two people on each side with one in the middle with the means to give them some assistance, and the scales representing balance. This is another card that I absolutely love. The Seven of Pentacles, reaping the harvest. They've put in a lot of hard work, and they are ready to enjoy the fruits of their labors. The Eight of Pentacles, just kind of studying and studying the form and replicating it, but not really like an action card, just kind of observing. The Nine of Pentacles, I love that the pentacles are included in her dress, just like a peaceful moment out in the field with a little bird. And the Ten of Pentacles, I really love how the pentacles are incorporated in this, as like floating lanterns, and two people meeting in this fenced area. It's nighttime, and you kind of wonder what they're up to, but I love the floating lanterns of this one. And the Page of Pentacles, we've got the red sky setting out on their path, but not in action in this card. Just kind of pausing and thinking about things, and making a plan about where their path is going to take them. Knight of Pentacles, I love that The vines have thorns in this one. A lot of the time, we've seen a lot of vines in this deck, but none of them have really had thorns. Even the ones with roses, they've been very benign vines. But this one's in the background representing some hardships. And I also love that this knight doesn't have the traditional metal armor. You know, it's a different kind of knight, and I really enjoy that. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I love the Queen cards. We've got lots of flowers surrounding her. I really enjoy the expression on her face. It's like kind of enjoying the moment, kind of sneering at it. It's such a interesting expression, and it's so different from the other Queen cards in my opinion, but I love it. And finally, we've got the King of Pentacles holding on to what he's earned, right? But also the like we saw previously in another card, the foliage is starting to take over him. He is a little stagnant and just grasping tightly to what he has and not willing to let it go for the sake of progress. So like I said, this was the Efflorescent Tarot. I will say, of the decks I have, it's probably, you might have guessed from the art style, but it's probably like the harshest deck that I have, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of the decks I have are very gentle. The Last Unicorn deck is very gentle. The Everyday Witch is very gentle. In comparison, this deck is not afraid to call me out on my bullshit. Not afraid whatsoever. And sometimes I need that. So if you want a deck that's brutally honest with you, this is a great deck for that. You know, every deck has its own vibes. That's this deck's vibe, at least for me. Like, you probably don't want that every day. At least I don't want that every day, but when I need it, I pull out this deck and it gives it to me. That is the Efflorescent Tarot. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it has peonyarcher.com where you can buy it. It's also on Etsy, and I really enjoy it. I hope you really like the art style because I really, really do. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like or a comment, and if you want to see more witchy stuff and more tarot stuff, feel free to subscribe, and I will catch you next time with another video. I hope you have a wonderful day.